Welcome to today's video. I'm so excited for today's video because I have a collective haul for you. I love a good haul, and these are all the new books that I've got recently. Some of them are from my birthday. I got quite a few for my birthday. I went and got some new releases. I got sent one. I thought I'd just do a little collective book haul. So where do we even start? So the first one I actually got for my birthday, and I started it on my birthday and finished it literally the next day because it was such an addictive read. And that's Ward D by Frida McFadden. Now, I am obsessed with Frida McFadden at the minute. I love her books. She just writes the most addictive, fast-paced thrillers, and I'm obsessed. And this was so good. It followed a med student who had to spend a night shift in a psychiatric ward. And a lot of stuff goes down, but it's just so good and I really enjoyed it. So then I got Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I have heard so much hype about this book and I'm honestly so excited to read this. It's one of the ones I'm most excited about on my TBR, like my whole entire TBR. I don't really know that much about it other than it's centred around a married couple, and it's also set in the Scottish Highlands. And that it's a thriller. I've really been in my thriller era recently. It's just all I've been wanting to read, and I honestly get through them so quickly. And I'm so intrigued by this one. I just hope that it's as good as everyone says that it is. And then I got The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is the first one in the Natural series, for Christmas, and I read that in January. So then I got Killer Instinct, which is the second book in the series, for my birthday, which I'm so happy about because I'm so excited to get back into this world and back with these characters. So if you don't know what The Naturals is about, it's basically about these talented teenagers who go and work for the FBI on cold cases, and they all have like their own kind of skill that they use to help. So it's a YA crime mystery series, and I absolutely loved the first one. It was just so easy to read. It was just nice to read something a bit different, and I really like the concept of this. It's very like Criminal Minds but young adult version, and I just have a feeling that I'm absolutely going to love this whole series, so I'm really excited to have the second one. I also think because the first one I would say was a bit more character driven, like there was a strong plot in there as well, but it was more character driven because they were setting everything up and they were kind of introducing all these new characters. And because this is the same characters, I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more plot driven. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in this one. And also the first one was left on a cliffhanger, so I've been really excited for this. And then we have Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. This looks so good. I saw this in the works so many times, and every single time it just really intrigued me. I haven't actually heard that much about this book, but it just looks like something that's right up my street. It looks like it's about a student who's obsessed with true crime, which I love a bit of true crime, so I just feel like I'm going to really like this. And she's basically convinced that her neighbour is a serial killer. I'm so interested by this. I also think the cover is really cute. I just like how it's got kind of a retro vibe. How cute. And then we have possibly one of my most anticipated reads this year, just because I've heard so much hype about it, and I was kind of intimidated because of the literal brick that is this book. But from everything I've heard about this book, I just have a feeling I'm absolutely going to love it, and that's Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I mean, look how big this book is. I don't even know how many pages it is. I'm so reluctant to even check because I don't want spoilers. It's about 800 pages, which is insane. I think when I've read this, that will be the longest book I've ever read. Also, how am I meant to hold this? Like, when I get to the middle, how am I meant to hold this book? Honestly. So this is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series, and all I really know is that it's kind of like a sports romance set at college, and I know that some bits are really sad, and I've heard that the characters in this are just so good, and that's what really makes it. So I'm really intrigued. I have a feeling I'm really going to like it because it does sound exactly like the kind of thing that I would absolutely love. I just really hope that it lives up to the hype. The next one is This Could Be Everything by Eva Rice. I love this cover. I think that's so pretty. I just love the pink and the yellow, and it's just really giving me happy summer vibes. This is set in the 1990s, and it basically just follows a girl. I think it's very centred around this one girl. It says it focuses on the chaos of first love. I have a feeling this is going to be sort of a coming of age type story. I don't know why, but reading the back of this really reminds me of Where the Crawdads Sing, but maybe without the mystery part. It's that kind of vibe where we're centred around the main girl and her journey, basically. Obviously I could be wrong because I haven't read it yet, But it looks really good. It looks like something I'm really going to enjoy, and there might be something quite nostalgic about it. I do really like a coming of age book. It also just makes a nice change from all the thrillers and romance that I read usually. And then we have The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. This is the second one after The Housemaid. I read The Housemaid last year and I absolutely loved it. It was actually my first Frida McFadden book that I've read. I really liked The Housemaid and I'm so intrigued to see where she's going to take the second book, because I believe it's the same protagonist in this but just with a different story. But I'm so intrigued on where she's going to take that. And I've been chatting to some of you guys as well that have read this, and a lot of you have said that this is actually better than the first one, which just makes me so excited. So we'll see, but I'm really looking forward to this and I'm so happy that now I have the little set to go together. I love that. And then we have another Frida McFadden. I'm really on my Frida McFadden hype at the minute. So the next one is The Locked Door. This is another one that I haven't really heard that much about. I'm sure it's going to be good because I'm loving Miss Frida at the minute. It's basically about a girl who grew up living with her father, and her father was killing women. And he's now in prison, but there's somebody that knows all these secrets about their family and somebody that's kind of out to get her. That's the vibe that I've got from the back. Psychological thriller about guilt, secrets, and whether it's possible to outrun what's in our blood. Just looks so good. It looks so good. And then we have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I have heard so much about this. So much about this. I'm so intrigued. I think this is a sad book and I love a sad book. I'm just a sucker for a sad love story. I don't know what it is. I'm so intrigued for this, and I don't actually know that much about it, but I'm not even going to read the back because I quite like it sometimes when I just go in without knowing anything. I literally say that, but I can't help reading that. I'm going to put this down. Moving on. The next one we have is Alone with You in the Ether, just by Olivia Blake. And she wrote The Atlas Six, which I've heard so much about, but I've never actually seen this one spoken about, but I'm so intrigued by it. It looks so interesting and unlike any normal romance that I've read before, which I'm so excited for. Also, look how pretty this cover is. I love all the gold honeycomb bits. That's so cute. So cute. Then we have The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston, which again, heard so many people raving about this. I saw that it was a lot of people's top books of the year last year, which just makes me even more intrigued. It's a romance, but it sounds different to any romance that I've read before, because it's got a bit of a time travelling element to it, I think. Because this girl one day goes to her kitchen and she finds a man there who basically lives in the past, and he's from 7 years ago. Which is just, like, how is that even going to work? But I'm so excited to find out. The next one is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Now, I'm really trying to get into more fantasy this year. I really want to try it out, see what I think, and this is a fantasy. I think it's got some romance in as well. I think it might be a romantasy. This cover is also really pretty. How cute. And I've recently read Powerless and I absolutely loved that. And I've heard that Powerless is a lot like this book. That just makes me even more intrigued because of how much I loved Powerless. And then we have another Frida McFadden. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And that's The Co-Worker. This is, again, another one that I haven't heard that much about, but I think it's reasonably new. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. 2023. So this is one of her newer ones. It's basically about a co-worker who's caught herself in a twisted game of cat and mouse. So excited. Then the next book I actually got sent, which I can't even believe that I'm saying that, like what? That's crazy. I have actually already read it because I literally couldn't wait. I also filmed me reading it as part of a reading vlog, which will already be up on my channel, but I literally couldn't wait. As soon as I got this package through the mail, I was like, I am reading this right now. And that's If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nowlin. I don't even know where to start with this book. This is the second book to If He Had Been With Me. If He Had Been With Me was one of my favourite books last year. It's probably one of my favourite books that I've ever read, to be honest. There's just something about it that really stuck with me. Those characters, Autumn and Philly, just have a special place in my heart, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about them or their story since I finished that first book. So when I heard there was a second one, I was so excited about it. And then I got sent it by Source Books, which I cannot believe. And I'm honestly so grateful for. But I read it straight away and I think it only took me 2 days to read, which is just crazy. And I'm so sad to say goodbye to these characters because I just want more and more and more. I will say you definitely have to read the first one first because this really picks up where we left off in the first one, and we kind of start 2/3 into the first one with this one, if that makes sense. So If He Had Been With Me was all Autumn's perspective, and then the first third or so of this was from Finney's perspective, and then we got to go to his best friend Jack's perspective, which honestly, that ruined me, that part. I think that really caught me off guard as well, because I wasn't really expecting to be that affected by his best mate, because Jack wasn't like a major character in the first book, but honestly his perspective in this, oh, I can't even talk about it. And then we get Autumn's perspective at the end, and this is just everything that I needed and more, because I just was not done with them after the first book, and like I said, they've been on my mind ever since, and I'm just so happy that we got a second book and we got to be back in this world with these characters. And for anyone that doesn't know what these books are about, they're YA, childhood friends to lovers, high school tragic romance. But like I said, definitely read If He Had Been With Me first before you read this one. I don't even really think this one would make sense if you didn't know what happened in the first one. I loved this, and I honestly fell more in love with Autumn and Finney. And then the next one I actually picked up the other day, and I couldn't resist reading it. I just had to. I was so excited about it that I just had to, and that's, you guessed it, Freedom McFadden's new release, The Teacher. I honestly feel like this has just been a Freedom McFadden haul. Allow it, it's fine. Literally finished this last night, and this was so addictive. So addictive. I don't know what she puts in her books, but they are so, like, I can't put them down. I literally cannot put them down. I had to physically pry this out of my hands so that I could sleep. Because it was literally 11 PM, and then I looked at the clock again and it was 3 in the morning. It's not okay. I think I might have a bit of an obsession. The thing that I love about these books as well is that the chapters are always so short. I don't know if anybody's the same with this, but short chapters just really make me read more. I think it's because I could stop at any time and I wouldn't be in the middle of a chapter. I'm always just thinking, one more chapter, I'll just read one more quick chapter, and it ends up being like 10 more. I really, really enjoyed this, and I would definitely recommend. Then the last book that I've recently got, it's probably my most anticipated read of the year, and I can't believe that it's finally here, and that is Magnolia Park's Into the Dark, which, honestly, I absolutely adore the Magnolia Park series. I rave about it all the time, and this is the last book from Magnolia and BJ's perspective, which I cannot even believe. Like, I'm so not ready to say goodbye to those characters, and I'm so nervous and scared to read this, but I'm also so excited. I can't believe that I finally got it, and that it's actually in my hands right now. Like, I just feel all type of ways about this book because I'm so sad that it's the last one of their perspective, but I'm so excited to be back in this world. I'm so happy to be back with them. I just want to know what happens, because the last Magnolia and BJ one left on such a cliffhanger, and ever since I've just been needing to know what happens. So I also love how the gold spine, oh god, it's so heavy. I also love how the gold spine matches the shoes and the text on the front. I just think that's so cute. And I love all the stars, and just, feels like my series is nearly complete, which is so nice. I'm actually going to start this one today, which I don't know how I feel about it. I'm scared. But yeah, I'm so excited, so nervous for this book. It's honestly probably my most anticipated read of the entire year, and I can't believe that I get to read it so early on in the year. Well, that brings us to the end of my collective book haul. I am so excited about every single one of these books. I probably have said I'm so excited about 500 times in this video. I'm so sorry. I genuinely am so looking forward to every single one of these books. And I just feel so lucky that I've got so many new ones on my TBR. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.